Section 6. The concept of connectedness in Buddhism. Connectedness is a central theme in Buddhism, emphasizing that all life is interrelated. This understanding can be particularly comforting when dealing with feelings of loneliness. Recognizing our inherent connectedness helps dissolve the illusion of separateness that underlies loneliness. The principle of interconnectedness teaches us that our actions have a ripple effect on the universe, influencing others and ourselves. This perspective encourages us to live more mindfully and compassionately, knowing that our lives are intertwined with those around us. By embodying this understanding, we can feel a deeper sense of belonging and purpose. Moreover, this sense of connectedness extends beyond human interaction. Buddhism teaches that we are connected to all beings, from the smallest insect to the vast cosmos. This broader view of connectedness can transform our experience of loneliness into a profound connection with all of life. Buddhist teachings offer practical tools that can be applied in everyday situations to alleviate loneliness. These include mindful breathing, engaging in compassionate acts, and meditating on the interconnectedness of life. By incorporating these practices into our daily routine, we can gradually transform our relationship with loneliness. Mindful breathing is a simple yet effective practice for centering oneself in the present moment. This technique involves focusing on the breath and observing thoughts and emotions without attachment. Regular practice can enhance our awareness and reduce feelings of isolation by reminding us of the constant flow of life within and around us. Engaging in small acts of kindness can also have a profound impact on our sense of connection. Whether it's helping a neighbor or volunteering at a local charity, these actions reinforce our social bonds and remind us of our ability to contribute positively to the lives of others. Such experiences can significantly lessen feelings of loneliness by fostering a sense of community and purpose. Consider the story of Emma, a software developer who felt isolated in her high-pressure job and city life. By turning to Buddhist practices, specifically mindfulness and compassion, Emma found a new way to relate to her feelings of loneliness. She began attending a local meditation group and practicing mindfulness daily. Through these practices, Emma learned to sit with her loneliness, understanding it as a temporary state that didn't define her. She cultivated compassion for herself and others, which opened her up to deeper connections with her colleagues and neighbors. Her story is a testament to how Buddhist principles can transform personal anguish into an opportunity for growth and connection. Emma's transformation highlights the practical impact of Buddhism on everyday loneliness. Her experience underscores that with consistent practice and engagement, loneliness can be a catalyst for discovering deeper connections and leading a more compassionate.
Mindfulness and meditation are key practices in Taoism. They help us cultivate awareness and presence. In our busy modern lives, these practices are more valuable than ever. They offer a way to connect with the present moment and with ourselves. Taoist meditation often involves focusing on the breath. This simple practice can have profound effects. It helps calm the mind and reduce stress. Through regular practice, we can develop greater clarity and peace of mind. Mindfulness, the practice of present moment awareness, is another important Taoist tool. It involves paying attention to our experiences without judgment. These practices align with the Taoist principle of Wu Wei.
Section 10. The challenge of letting go, embracing uncertainty. One of the most challenging aspects of Taoism is the practice of letting go. This concept can be difficult to grasp in a world that values control and predictability. Our society often emphasizes control and certainty. From a young age, we are taught to plan meticulously, to strive for success, and to make things happen through sheer willpower. We're taught to plan, to strive, to make things happen. This mindset can create a lot of pressure and stress as we constantly try to mold the world to fit our expectations. Taoism, in contrast, teaches us to let things happen naturally. It encourages us to flow with the currents of life rather than swim against them. This can be a difficult shift in perspective. It requires us to trust in the natural order of things and to believe that everything will unfold as it should. Letting go doesn't mean becoming passive or apathetic. It doesn't mean giving up on our goals or desires. It means releasing our attachment to specific outcomes. It means being open to whatever comes our way without clinging to a particular result. It means trusting in the natural unfolding of events, trusting that the universe has a plan, even if it's not immediately clear to us. In practice, letting go might mean accepting a situation we can't change. It might mean finding peace in the midst of uncertainty. It might involve trusting in our own abilities without forcing or striving. It might mean taking a step back and allowing things to develop in their own time. The paradox of letting go is that it often leads to greater peace and effectiveness. When we stop trying to control everything, we often find that things fall into place more easily. Letting go allows us to align with the Tao, to move with life rather than against it. It invites us to embrace the beauty of uncertainty and to find harmony in the ever-changing flow of existence.
The freedom of silence, finding peace within. In a world saturated with noise and constant stimulation, silence has become a rare and precious commodity. We're bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions, leaving little space for quiet contemplation and inner peace. Yet, it is in these moments of stillness that we can truly connect with ourselves, gain clarity, and find respite from the relentless chatter of the mind. For many of us, our inner voice, particularly when dominated by negative self-talk, can feel like a relentless companion, constantly analyzing, judging, and second-guessing our every move. This internal noise can be exhausting and overwhelming, preventing us from experiencing the peace and contentment that comes from simply being present in the moment. Sharper focus, clearer thinking, the cognitive benefits of quieting the inner critic. Our minds are incredible instruments capable of remarkable feats of creativity, problem-solving, and innovation. Yet when our thoughts are clouded by negative self-talk, our cognitive abilities are compromised, much like a computer struggling to run multiple programs simultaneously. The constant barrage of self-doubt and worry consumes valuable mental bandwidth, leaving us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and unable to focus on the task at hand. By reducing negative self-talk, we free up cognitive resources, allowing our minds to operate more efficiently and effectively. We're better able to concentrate, process information, and make sound decisions. This enhanced cognitive clarity can have a ripple effect across all areas of our lives, from our work and studies to our relationships and personal pursuits. The art of listening, how silence enhances social connections. In today's fast-paced world, genuine connection and meaningful conversations can feel increasingly rare. We're often so caught up in our own thoughts, worries, and internal dialogues that we fail to truly listen to and engage with the people around us. This lack of presence creates a barrier to intimacy, hindering our ability to build strong and fulfilling relationships. When we're consumed by negative self-talk, our attention is turned inward, focused on our own insecurities and perceived shortcomings. We might rehearse conversations in our heads, worrying about what to say or how we'll be perceived, rather than being fully present in the moment and listening attentively to the other person. Section 4, from self-doubt to self-assurance, projecting confidence and authenticity. Self-doubt, that insidious voice that whispers you're not good enough, can undermine our confidence, sabotage our efforts, and prevent us from pursuing our dreams. It can manifest as a hesitancy to speak up in meetings, a fear of putting ourselves out there creatively, or a reluctance to pursue new opportunities. When we're plagued by self-doubt, we project an air of insecurity that can be off-putting to others. We might come across as timid, hesitant, or unsure of ourselves, even when we possess the skills and knowledge to succeed. This lack of self-assurance can limit our opportunities both personally and professionally. Section 1. Taming the inner critic, strategies for quieting the negative voice. Our inner critic, that persistent voice of self-doubt and judgment, can feel like an unwelcome guest who overstays their welcome. It's important to remember that we don't have to give this voice free rein in our minds. We have the power to challenge, reframe, and ultimately quiet these negative thoughts. One effective strategy is to simply acknowledge the presence of the negative thought without engaging with it. Imagine your thoughts as passing cars on a busy street. You don't have to chase after each one or get caught up in its destination. Simply observe the thought, label it as unhelpful, and let it pass without judgment.
Get over yourself. Thinking lightly of yourself, deeply of the world. All right, this last principle, this one's a real game changer. Musashi talks about thinking lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Sounds kind of counterintuitive in our selfie-obsessed culture, right? But stay with me here. When Musashi says think lightly of yourself, he's not talking about low self-esteem. He's talking about humility, about letting go of your ego. See, your ego, it's this little voice in your head that's constantly worried about itself. It's the voice that says, I'm not good enough, or I'm better than everyone else. It's the voice that drives you to seek validation, to compare yourself to others, to constantly prove your worth. And here's the thing about the ego. It's a trap. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of self-obsession, preventing you from truly connecting with the world around you. When you let go of your ego, when you think lightly of yourself, you free yourself from this trap. You become more present, more compassionate, more open to learning and growing. Now, the second part of this principle, thinking deeply of the world, that's where things get really interesting. It's about shifting your focus from yourself to something larger than yourself. It's about cultivating a sense of wonder, of curiosity, of appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things. Think about it. We live on this tiny planet, hurtling through space, surrounded by billions of galaxies. We're part of this vast, intricate web of life, and yet we spend so much time caught up in our own little dramas. When you start thinking deeply of the world, you tap into something much larger than yourself. You realize that your problems, your worries, they're not insignificant, but they're also not the center of the universe. This realization, it can be incredibly liberating. It allows you to approach life with more humility, more gratitude, more compassion. You start to see the beauty in the ordinary, the magic in the mundane. Now, how do you actually put this principle into practice? Well, it starts with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. How often are you caught up in your own head, worrying about what other people think, comparing yourself to others? When you catch yourself doing this, gently shift your focus. Look around you. Appreciate the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, the simple joys of being alive. Engage in activities that take you outside of yourself. Volunteer your time. Connect with nature. Explore new cultures. Have deep conversations with people who challenge your perspectives. The more you focus on the world around you, the less space there is in your mind for ego-driven thoughts. Remember, this is a practice.